Single fathering, that's one of the most harrowing experiences that a person ever has to go through. The single father has to learn how to become both the rock and the feather at the same time. You have to deal with all your fatherly duties while at the same time becoming a nurturer. It's interesting because when you would think about this, it means that you have to develop an entirely different mindset. My name is Jay Lewis. I'm a grief empowerment strategist. My specialty is working with single parent men because I've been there. I remember when my wife died, I'm I'm holding her hand as the flatline signal goes onto the screen. I'm hearing the sirens go off. And at that moment, I have got thousands of thoughts entering in my head. As a matter of fact, I recently read an article. It said that we have between 16 and 60,000 thoughts in our mind every day. And of that amount, roughly 80% of them are negative. Now, when you become a single father, that percentage ramps up rather quickly. But in order to address all those negative thoughts that are in your head, the ones that are coming from the outside and the ones that you're internally battling with, you have to shift your mind state. You have to address your mindset. Now, over time, I developed a strategy called the M.A.N strategy. It's an acronym. The first letter in the acronym is the M, and that stands for mind state. You have to figure out how to manage your mind state during this chaotic period where every thought is coming into your head, where you're dealing with so many negative influences from the inside and the outside. And the outside thoughts, they're not intentionally being negative. They may be saying things like, it'll be all right. You can handle this. You know, and they're not wrong. There are things you want to hear, but just not at that particular time. You want to be able to have someone understand you, somebody who can understand your feelings. And that's where I come in. See, again, because I've been there, I know what you're feeling. I know that it's not easy learning how to address your own manhood and at the same time learning how to be a parent to your children in that nurturing manner. But when you take a second, not a second, when you take the time to shift your mind state, to address your mindset, to tell yourself that I can do it, I can overcome, then you shift the negative thoughts, that 80%, you shift it to your advantage. Understand something. See, the thoughts in our mind, That's energy. And energy that comes right from the amygdala region in our brain. You've seen the movie Inside Out, the hate, the anger, the happiness. All those are emotions. And those emotions are energies that are in our brain. And according to the science of physics, all energy can be manipulated. So you have incredible amounts of power in that 80% of negative energy. The goal is to learn how to transform it so that you have the ability to use it to your benefit. I sit down with you to first help you identify your mind state, help you to address your mindset, and listening to your feelings, listening to you. I understand that a lot of people don't really know how you're feeling inside. But when you when you work with someone who's been there and that's done that, well, I can understand the feelings. I can't understand what actually has happened with you, but I can understand the pain that you're feeling. And what we do is work on addressing that. So, using the man strategy, we start with addressing your mindset, your mind state, so that you can effectively walk through your single parenting journey. And the way we do that together, we'll formulate some affirmations. You'll set some positive voices to combat the negative voices in your head. That positivity works to your advantage because the minute your mind says you can't do that, when you affirm yourself and you say, I got this covered, I can make this happen, this is no problem for me. Well, what you're doing is you're successfully combating all that negativity. And when you combat it, you're shifting it and it's working to your advantage because now it becomes evidence that you can do it. You're becoming successful because every time you combat that negative voice by using a positive affirmation, then you're walking through that difficult period and you're assuring yourself that you can do it. You're raising your confidence and your self esteem. And what's interesting is your children, they will see it. They'll say, you know what, daddy's daddy's managing this. And when they see that, they obtain confidence. So it becomes a win-win for everyone. And once you address your mind state by using positive affirmations, which happens to be the second letter in the acronym, the A is for affirmation. Once you affirm to yourself, I have the ability to overcome, I can make this happen. Like I said, you successfully combat the negative voices that are in your head. So you're shifting your mind state. That mindset is now becoming a benefit to you. You're using affirmations to do it, which in the beginning, they're going to feel like lies. And they are in the beginning until you make the choice to believe. And once you believe, again, that shifting process works to your advantage. You'll be able to look at successfully navigating through the challenge. That's the third letter in the MAN acronym, navigation. You navigating through the journey of single parenting allows you and your family to find the better versions of yourselves. You see, when you successfully walk through, then you're realizing I have the ability. The thoughts in my mind, the negative thoughts, they're being quelled by the positive affirmations that I'm creating about myself. And it's allowing me to walk this single parenting path with assurance. And that's that understanding of the navigation process. Now, don't get me wrong. Navigating doesn't mean you're going to get from point A to point B without any issues. There are going to be some challenges. But when you shore up your mindset, your mind state, when you tell yourself that you're going to make it through, then when a challenge happens, it's not seen as an immovable object. It's now viewed as an obstacle that you have the opportunity to get over. And once you get over it, you obtain knowledge, wisdom, and strength, knowing that you have the ability and the capability to overcome. You see, giving you that opportunity, that means that you are allowing yourself to be able to walk this journey, navigate this path with success. Realize that it starts with you developing your mind state, making sure that your mindset is prepared to handle the negative voices, and then using things like affirmations and different calming techniques, things like meditation and mindfulness, because there's going to be some anxiety. You're going to bring that down by being confident in yourself, by telling yourself, I can make it through. I can successfully navigate this journey. And once you build that success in your mind, then you'll be able to achieve that success in your reality. You'll be able to walk through the different challenges in your life. And instead of seeing them as insurmountable objects, you're now seeing them as opportunities. And once you navigate through that challenge, you're giving yourself evidence that you have the ability to manage through any situation that you encounter. So work with me. So together we can develop a personalized strategy that will allow you to be able to successfully navigate your single parenting journey. Using the M.A.N strategy, it'll allow you to address your mind state, then create affirmations that work to your advantage so that you can navigate through your single parenting adventure. And that's really what it is. See, don't see it as some type of obligation or some type of task. See it as an adventure. Understand that it's a journey that you're on. And it's all culminating to get you to become a better version of yourself. And you ultimately become that because you successfully been able to combat all the negative voices in your head. You've been able to affirm to yourself that you have the ability and the capability to get through. And then you're navigating a journey. And no matter if the journey is a challenge or it's difficult, instead of you figuring out that things are too hard, you're telling yourself, I can make it through. I can navigate this path. I will get to the better version of myself.